Ever since I was a little kid, I would steal his Easy Rider magazines that he would keep from me because it had nudity in them. And anyway, I'd steal them and find them anyway. I always find them. And I'd see bikes like these in those magazines, and I would literally just shake. That always just fascinated me, and it still does today.
What's up, y'all? My name is Jake Hines from Prism Supply, and this is our series, My Garage. Today, we're right outside Charlotte, North Carolina, featuring my friends Rick and Ramsey Allen. Father and son duo, right? You guys daily work together. I'm sure that's gotta be fun and exciting.
Yeah,
right?
Ramsey loves it.
So you work together during the day, and then you come here in the evenings and then build bikes together. There's something powerful about that, though. You know, it's not often that a father and son get along so well that they can do that. Tell us about the space, overall size of it, the history of the building, how long you've lived here.
It's a block building we used to make mattresses in. It's 10,000 feet. I don't know what this room is.
We call it the work area.
Yeah, this is the work area.
Yeah. So to me, this is still like a pretty cool home garage. You guys can do everything in here from welding to full assembly. You guys have every tool that you basically need.
Yeah, I do all the wiring and all of the assembly work. We have the welding room here that's got our bead blaster in it, and we try to do we call it the dirty room. We try to do all the cutting and welding in there, just keep all that in there, and then we do the assembling here.
So out here you guys have original bikes, you have choppers, you have race bikes. What's your favorite style, or do you have a favorite style? Is it just kind of all of it? You're a chopper guy.
To me, the choppers they're probably more special to me than anything else. Yeah.
What's your favorite chopper?
Right now is probably my newest bike, Rose.
Which is
a 58 pan shovel, 35 over Denver Springer, stretched 57 frame. The frame was in custom chopper November of 1973. Ever since I was a little kid, I would steal his Easy Rider magazines that he would keep from me because it had nudity in them. And anyway, I'd steal them and find them anyway. I always find them. And I'd see bikes like these in those magazines, and I would literally just shake. That always just fascinated me, and it still does today. So this past April at Ole, April of 22, I was talking to a friend of mine I raced bikes with, and I told him what I was looking for. I'm looking for a really long custom Springer. He said, yeah, me and a buddy of mine, we just bought a whole chassis. And I said, will it be for sale? And he said, yeah, probably. Long story short, we ended up making a deal. I ended up bringing her home, and July 17th, I got it running and rode it for the first time.
That's incredible. Tell us about your favorite bikes. And what's your favorite style? Like you said, early panhead, Hydroglide.
Hydroglide, 49 to 50.
Early 50s.
Yeah. I like a hand shift, and I prefer a Hydroglide.
So something that I love about how you build bikes, Rick, is you love adding the perfect accessories. Wheel covers, making sure the paint's right, the grips are right, windshield's right. You're into like the period correct parts.
I like them dressed up a little bit.
So Rick, you bought your first motorcycle, you said back in the 70s?
73. Well, my first Harley, a Japanese bike before.
Okay, all right. So what was the transition from a Japanese bike getting into a Harley-Davidson?
A couple dirt bikes, Suzuki and Yamaha, and then 650 Yamaha street bike onto the Harley, the 54 Harley. I found it was $800. It was a chopper. I had a couple $100. So I said, he said, well, you got an old pickup you'll trade. I said, no, I really don't. Then I said, well, yeah, I got a 1950. You don't want them. I'll come look at it. I traded him the 50 truck and $400.
So how old were you at this time?
Say 18.
Okay.
I think I traded a truck at $400, and I went and took him $30 a week for, I don't know, 2 months and paid him off, and then I got the motorcycle.
And that was like the best thing for you? You loved
the world. I had a panhead. But Ramsey grew up on choppers, and he rode a 47. That was, how old were you? 5, maybe?
I'd say I was about 7 or 8, maybe. No, that was the first Harley I ever rode. It was a 47. Yeah, it was stock, windshield, saddlebags, everything. I wish it was here. We're talking about the picture board from Bush Holly.
That's one of the neatest things in there.
And how old do you think those photos are?
Oh golly, 40s, when you say? All 40s.
Well, he got back from the war. That would have been mid 40s. Yeah. So, and those pictures can date back before then. Yeah. So those pictures are 30s, 40s era.
So somebody called you and said, hey, there's this dealership that I know about, or
buddy of mine in Morristown, Tennessee, found me a 59 original paint. I still have 62 original paint. He said, I've always heard Bush stuff might be there, then most people say it's not. And he called up, he said, Bush's stuff is still in the building. He locked the doors, his wife died. Gives me goosebumps. Parked the tractor trailer in front of his old building, walked to his house, 2 blocks up the street. He walked down there with us. He got in, opened the doors. He said, I'm going back home. And we just walked around that old dealership for an hour. And I was just, everything, he left everything. I've still got all the glass.
Like
untouched. His wife died, he locked the door. He stopped the Harley dealer in 57, but he's worked on people's bikes till 84. 84 and she died, and then I saw it in 85 and bought it.
Yeah, the top right photo is a 47 knuckle with a barred front end. There's about 5 or 6 guys standing behind it, and the guy on the end is doing this, which I didn't think that gesture was popular until the 1980s hair metal.
Oh, rock and roll, yeah.
Rock and roll stuff, but apparently it's not, and that's evidence that we have of it. So that's really
crazy.
cool. And the other thing that's probably my favorite, that Jimi Hendrix poster, when it comes to 70s chopper stuff, there's nothing cooler than that.
That's right. What's like your future goals? To find more bikes, collect more bikes? Are you looking for something more rare? Are you trying to get your kids into it?
Well, the latest venture, it's been going on for what, 5, 6 years now? We purchased a Harley-Davidson TA, which is a drive shaft military knucklehead built by Harley-Davidson for the military, World War II. Long story short, we ended up obtaining enough parts to build 3 of them. And we finished one last year and sold it this past January at Mecum. And we have 2 more that we're currently working on. They made 18 units, but one of them was chain drive, with a serving car rear end. The 17 were shaft drive. They made one, and military quickly said, hey, this chain is going to wear out on Sandy Beach, which is what they were designed for.
So what year are they?
41.
All 41s, okay.
All 41.
They were 41. We finished one, but we're still got a long way to go on the other 2 machines. That's our goal as of right now.
So we've seen some projects that you guys have been working on. Obviously you want to finish like the TAs, but you also have the museum. Like, what's long-term goals for the museum?
Keeping the museum going for now. It's in Asheboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Been there since '93. Earliest we got up there's a 35 model. I think the latest is a 71. It's open to the public. It's free to the public.
And what's it called?
American Classic Motorcycle Museum. 3 times what we have here.
Really?
Yeah. All the really, really good stuff.
So that wraps up this episode of My Garage. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Ramsey, for your time. Where can we find you guys?
American Classic Motorcycle Museum in Asheboro, North Carolina.